No, not another voice in Kibble's head.
Yes, now the voice is in the DM's head. So
Oh no.
yeah,
It's
that's the
spread.
worst. That's the worst part. You don't want the voice in the DM's head. That's just not going to work out. All right. Well, um, so sure. Where were we? We were getting a bunch of lore dump from getting into one of the computers on the station, and it's. I swear to God, I'm gonna have to walk upstairs and find out what the heck is driving me crazy on Vicky's mic. Um,
Yeah, I'm not hearing anything. I think it's just you that's bothering.
well, I mean, if you look on Discord, you can see her icon lights up.
Yeah,
So
I can hear something.
there's
I can hear
clearly
something,
something.
too.
Yeah,
I don't know who it is, but I can hear it.
yeah. All right. It's just tough to dialogue and constantly getting little
wait.
tweaks.
The speakers are muted. I don't want to do the speakers. How do I mute the microphone?
On your phone, that is.
No, the computer.
Probably at the bottom left of the computer, there's a button to mute the speaker. Like there's a little speaker with a little wavy thing coming off. I'll walk upstairs. Give me 2 minutes, guys.
Mic off.
No problem.
No worries.
How's Telly?
I'm trying to upload a screenshot, but it's not happening. I was trying to be helpful, but it's hanging. Weird. So if you ever start planning a trip, and you need to cross a border, and you need a resource, I volunteer.
Yeah, like you've been everywhere, man. Like I would be so down for help trying to figure things out. I know there's a trick someone told me that every time you like search for flights or a trip, delete your cookies in your browsing history, so like the third party searchers can't check up your history and be like, oh, they want to go here, let's jack up the prices for them.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me to know that something like that is happening. There's definitely all kinds of ways to like spend less in traveling, and a lot of them have to do with
Mic on.
just like locking in good deals and not deviating. The way that you can get really nailed traveling is if you get like a cheap ticket and then you want to change it in any way. They are like just waiting for you to do that. It's like vultures overhead.
Oh shit.
And so like when you're building, one of the ways is like when you're planning your itinerary, basically you want to think about making sure that you have a little bit of padding so that you can change things internally to the plan without having to change anything. Does that make sense? You want to build in a little extra space, if you can, but generally you don't want to change anything either. And then like
you want to do these certain things or hit these spots, you got to make sure you got lots of like buffer time in between those certain spots because anything can happen type deal, right?
Right. And like modern traveling is way easier than old time traveling, but it's still like you can get into a lot of trouble really fast, and if you so anyway, if I can help, and you're planning some trip, let me know. I'm not a travel agent or anything like that. I have traveled a bit.
Is that your legal disclaimer there? I am not a travel agent. Anything,
Yeah.
That's the way I
No,
like
but
that.
you're not wrong. If you try to change something last minute, they're there to grab you.
Oh yeah.
I get you.
And I mean, this is me personally, but like, so there are a lot of carriers who will give you like a better like flight deal while leaving out things that you might expect that they would be providing, like being able to check bags or being fed on a longer trip. So it used to be that a lot of those things were like included, but now the way that they're like they're turning you into an ATM.
Yeah. Like, oh no, you want that, or you want this warm cloth? That's another $5. You know. Like,
Right. You want a sandwich? That's $20.
Yeah.
You know, you want or like, I mean, $20 might be you getting off light. And it's
I
just a
just
lot
want
of
to say they do the same thing in video games. That's how they make, free video games worthwhile. Because, I want a different skin. Oh, I need this. Oh, I want an upgrade.
Oh yeah. I can actually tell you how many Fortnite skins I have bought. Oh my god.
Yeah, so it's like if you take like a disciplined approach and you have a little time and space to thinking through like what you need and what you don't need when you're traveling, and like if you are good at doing things like I have something that I put in my carry-on that like has all kinds of creature comforts that I've learned are nice. And every time I pack that, it means that I'm saving some money. Just because like I've already bought these things, and so they're not going to rent them or sell them to me.
Yeah.
I got.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you pretty much got to assume that if you're going on a flight, you get nothing except the seat that you're sitting in. You know,
Right,
and a
so,
seatbelt. Beyond that, that's about all you're getting. Anything else is basically extra.
I made the mistake like a year ago of traveling in the summer with my shorts, and I ended up being freezing. And I asked them for a blanket, and they just laughed at me like, "Huh, who do you think you are? Some ancient fossil from, the 80s, and you want a blanket?"
oh wow.
I mean, sometimes now, your flight will only kind of get you on the plane. Sometimes you'll have to even pay a little bit extra for your actual seat, like almost like a seat charge, where it's like, oh hey, yeah,
Right.
that money that you spent is basically just you're on the flight, but your seat, well,
That's up for debate.
There you go. There you go. But so where we left off was we did a kind of a lore dump of what went on here. Sounds like something had, reduced the population of the space center to a lower level, and then some sort of attack went on. Starting to take a good guess that there's mind flayers involved, potentially. And yeah, some of the symptoms that or things you've been running into, Chen has figured out that there might be a elder brain on board, or at least that's something that potentially level sets with some of the things that you have been seeing going on.
I think Chen would probably like. I don't know whether he's like a public spirited citizen, but I think like a little bit. I don't know how much because I haven't really thought about like who he is when he's not adventuring. But I think he would, once he kind of like started to figure out that it's likely that it's an elder brain responsible. I think he would be like ramping up and probably have some kind of like. So guys, the clues all point to an illithid elder brain being on this ship and trying to take it over, and I don't think I need to tell you that might be bad for Brawl, but it might be bad for Brawl because if it can take a ship this size over, then it could really be anywhere, which means that the city that we come from could be threatened by that. So, like, I don't know how anyone is thinking about like whether they are frightened or want to stay and find out what's at the bottom of this, but I would suggest to you that it might already be the case that we can't leave until we deal with this threat, is what he would say.
Oh, great. Now we just gotta go through with this whole ship, I guess. Damn it. As long as we find those bugs, or whoever's speaking to me. Where are you? Show us the way.
Your plea goes unanswered.
Yeah, didn't they tell us last time, like the last message, that like come find them in the lower levels or something?
What they said was that you were having a discussion about allies.
Yeah.
And Kibbles, you told them through your psychic connection to, you presume, the bug, that the group is told that there is a Gith mission on this ship somewhere, and they are in the sub-level below you, and that you recalled at the beginning when you got here that there was a destroyed Githyanki ship outside of this vessel where the space sharks were swimming around.
Guys, we should go to one of those like up and down wall sphincter things and go find the people that were on that ship outside. The voices told me that we might have people that help us below us. Or we can go to the bridge. It's up to you, but like, I have a good source that says we might get help below us. And as in good, he just means some random voices in his head. So, take that with a grain of salt if you guys want.
I feel that we should go down below, because if we go right to the bridge, we're at a tactical disadvantage if somebody is watching everything we do.
Oh, yeah, big strong lady agrees. That's it. All right, lead the way, miss. And then there should be one of those elevators just kind of like west and southwest to us, isn't it?
Yeah, there's one of those fancy elevator-like thingies right next door, right? Kind of a sideways conveyor belt. Is it an escalator? Is it an elevator? I don't know. Depends how you look at it, right? It goes down and up. You know what it reminds me of? Like years ago, I forget what they called it, but for business reasons, I was in Coors brewing factory, and they had I guess they had like a 7-story building or whatever, how many stories it was. It was pretty tall, and then they had a hole that went, through all the floors, and they just had like a rope that just went around and around and around through 2 holes. And if you were trained on doing it, you were able to like basically, this rope had some platform or some things to hold on to. You could just hold on to the rope and go down so many floors and then hop off again. I never did it, but it was something they had there. So it kind of reminds me of that. Though this one has anti-gravity with it, so you didn't have to you couldn't fall or something like that in this case. Also, when you had it on the rope, you couldn't have anything on you, so if you dropped it, you would hit someone on the head. But again, I never got to try that.
That sounds kind of... Yeah.
Do we all agree, or is there another idea?
No, I think we all agree. Everyone who's spoken thus far. Has anyone not said their piece?
Yo, Mr. Zenhor, you feeling over there? You want to go find some allies or just hit some baddies?
Zen will just kind of go with the flow.
All right, like water, least path of least resistance. Gotcha.
Like a leaf on the wind.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's gust on out of here.
Well, I guess since this thing is bad, whatever it is, we should probably find some friends, and especially if they're local, that's great too. So, because I don't want to leave this place, because I don't think we really can until we figure out what the heck's going on here, because we're not going to get paid.
It always comes down to money.
I mean, and not going to lie, leaving sounds a lot like work, and I don't want to do that.
Okay.
When do you ever want to do any work?
When I have to.
Exactly. And even then, very, very stubbornly.
Yep.
All right. So everyone's going back down to where Vaz and Kibbles is?
Yeah, didn't we literally just climb up this one?
Yeah, so I think this is very convenient for me to bring you back down. Let me just double check it. Yeah. So it is.
Fancy being here again, eh? Guess we totally should have fully checked out this level.
All right, I've made a decision. I don't like dynamic lighting because I don't like not knowing where I've been.
I think there's a subtype of, maybe not on Foundry, but I know on Roll20 there's a way that you can see where you've been.
Yeah, you could do it here. I have it turned off partially because, the map is so dang big. I wasn't sure how well I was going to handle all that, so.
That makes sense to me.
So I kept it off. I could try it, turn it on, but it's not going to remember where you've been so far.
No, that's all right.
All right. So knowing what we know from last time with the different colored door trims that for the different colored cars, right. You can start looking for yellow and gray door trims on this level to see if we can get into any new areas. Maybe the Gith are hiding somewhere in one of those.
Could be. I mean, right now, just to help you out a bit, right? So you guys have been on you really came in on the opposite side of this, and pretty well, from what you can tell, circled around the towards the south a bit, and then kind of made your way to this east part. So There's probably a lot of this you've seen, though I can't say I remember every little bit. But you kind of went, let's see, you kind of went from the west side, you kind of went, from the west and made your way kind of south-ish, all the way down. You found you came down the west, you actually found the south transporter, made your way up through Gary Gygax's initials, and fought those creatures in the roughly center part of this map, and then made your way over to the east.
And I know north is where those monsters we fought went. So maybe we should check all the way south first, and then go up north to where the monsters went to see if the Gith and the monsters are hiding in the same areas or close together. What are you doing, Pam?
Go right ahead.
I guess I gotta move my token.
I hate when that happens. Let me get Z down there with you.
My computer is chugging at the moment for whatever reason. I had to just restart it because it was not working. It was telling me that I needed graphic acceleration on my browser, and I was like, I have that. I don't know why it's not working.
Let me just stop you all there for 1 second, please. Let me just find that. So, okay, thank you. Yep. Sure. Okay. So what you see, Vaz, where you're at right now, this area kind of has a odd glowing color coming from underneath those grates that kind of lights up the area. Don't know what it is, but it's there.
Is it safe? Yeah, can Kibbles do a medicine or arcana check to see if it's like a bad glowing substance or just like a glowing substance?
Make whatever check you think you want to check. You want to try arcana? I guess you can. Go for it. $11? Yeah, no idea what it is.
Well, yeah, this goop is sure goopy. I'm gonna get my undead boar to walk through there first, okay, Vaz? Just, yeah. Remember, we got dead things that don't care if they get dead. I just can't move them past this fucking pillar.
Sorry. Hold on. Oh, you got him. Let's see here. Let's try this. All right. So you're going to send him in there? That's fine. So what is this guy? This is a zombie boar, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me take a look.
Zombor, if you will.
An unbore. Yes, he's
Zombor. Zombor.
Zombor. Well, he's not a zombie. Is he skeleton or zombie? I'm sorry.
A zombie.
He is zombie. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I want the boar more fleshy so I can use them for like weird body experiments.
Okay.
I mean, for prosperity.
I'm gonna say. You know what? I'm gonna actually come up with something. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. The boar seems okay. The unboar seems okay. He's like, I gotta tell you.
Well, the good news is my boar was able to go through there. The bad news is that thing could pretty much get through anywhere. So I don't know what to say. Like, do you guys got any like other little critters or something like in your hats and like I don't know, and like starts like fishing around, see if he's got like anything else that's like alive that he could send through there.
Well, we
like,
do have one little critter we could send across.
is all you get is like him turning around and hissing at you. Don't call me little.
I thought it was a good idea.
But if we wait, did I prepare that spell or did I take it off? 1 second. Huzzah! Good. I do have that spell. I could do this as a ritual, and I go down. It summons a thing, but it won't help me. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to be daring, and I'm just going to go run through it. Woohoo! Here I am. Am I dead?
Are you dead? I don't know. They made a Constitution save.
Make a Constitution save. Okay. That's what we needed to know. 24.
Okay. Yeah. Seems good. You would say
Harmless.
Maybe, it feels like maybe a little warm, whether that's a effect of, just whatever's coming out of there or whatever. I don't know.
Can we lift one of the edges of it?
I'm sure. I mean, if you want to try and lift it, are you going to go in there and lift it, or what are you going to do?
I'm going to peek in.
You're going to take a peek in? I don't know. It's pretty hard to see in there. The grate is, there's certainly a grate, right? But you're going to have to kind of, lift up some of the, some of the false floor here in order to really get a good look at what's in there.
We got a crowbar. Kibbles has a crowbar that he could give to someone and be like, if you're really that curious, here you go.
Yeah, I'm immune to poison and disease, so.
Okay.
Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Good to know. You can go back in if you want.
Well, I can, if anybody goes in, I can bardic them and give them some inspiring confidence.
Chen is immune to Eldritch nuclear reactors.
So look, it's a Gary Gygax module. So I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? You roll D100, and if you roll like a 1, you'll be instantly destroyed. And if you roll 00, you'll get 3 stat raises.
That sounds like something that Gary Gygax would have done. You're not lying.
No, that sounds on target. So who gets AJ's stuff when he rolls a 1? I'm sorry.
So
all right. Yeah, go
the
ahead.
glow is coming from under the floor in this big area, right?
Yep.
All right. I was trying to move my boar, but I can't see them from where I placed them, so
I'll
I
move them
can't
for
grab.
you. There you go.
Yeah, I was just gonna have them walk around this area.
So when the boar comes back, I think Chen has something that I just need to look at this thing because I haven't used this already. But does the boar have like a saddle or anything like that?
Yeah, he has the riding saddle that Kibbles has on him.
Okay. Let me just. Oh yeah. Okay. I think it's this. Whoops. Yeah. So he is going to manifest read object on the saddle, and what that will do is he will be placing an invisible psionic sensor on the object that lasts for 24 hours, and he can use an action to see its distance and direction relative to him, and to see and hear the object's surroundings from its point of view as if he were there.
Oh, that's totally cool. We're totally going to open up the floorboards.
Okay.
So basically it's just like a sensor that like works a little bit like a familiar. So he'd have to do that at level 3. So in order to manifest it, if I read that right, increase order by 1. Yes. All right. So it's a level 3. Yeah. So I have to roll 1d6. And yep. Okay. No strain.
So when you do this, right, it looks like, so just reading the spell together, you touch an object and you gain the following information of it. So you find out what's been happening to it for the last 8 hours. Okay. So I don't know, like this isn't like a concentration. Let me see if I can find this.
It's not, I don't think it's concentration. No, it's not concentration.
And it's not really a going forward thing either, it looks like. It's just something that...
If you look at the increased order,
right.
That's what he's doing. So he's
I see. That lasts for 24 hours. Got it. Okay, sure. You got it. All right. So the undead boar is now your arcane eye almost. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Kibbles is casting the uniting sigil on everyone and the boar.
Okay.
So I'm gonna like gather us up within like 10 feet or whatever. I don't know why it keeps giving me the spell template to place down, but I get
it. You don't need the spell template. I get it. All right, sure.
Yeah. But like everyone group up within the aura. We're gonna do this. and uniting sigil on the boar as well. So if he does do any saving throws, it could use its reaction and stuff, or retreat, if it gets attacked while it's down there or something.
Okay.
All right, so Chen is going to kind of like probably sit down and close his eyes after he does that, so that he can see from the perspective of like somewhere on the saddle or from the saddle. I don't know how exactly it works. But,
Okay.
yeah.
No, I get it. So sure. So you're seeing what the saddle of the boar is seeing. Okay.
My furry ass.
Yeah, luckily it takes an action, so he doesn't have to see that if he doesn't want to.
You sure? I don't wear pants.
All right. So what's the boar doing?
Oh, do you think it's a good idea to tie a rope to him and then send him down there in case we need to pull him out, or just like drop him in and let him like just go hog wild? Because like I think we should find the source of this glow with the boar.
That makes sense to me, but like I think there's like a non-zero chance that that we might not be able to get him back, because like the radiation or whatever it is gets too intense for us and kills the boar. So just there is some possibility of loss, but I'm I'm good with it if you are.
I can just make more.
I don't know. You're gonna find another boar.
Oh, they're a dime a dozen once we get back. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. The saddle is the tricky thing, though. If we don't get it back, I guess I'll just have to sit on one of your shoulders.
Well,
Or you could ride a zombie. Just like a regular zombie.
All right, we're going to tie some rope around the saddle and the boar here, and yeah. Do you guys want to lift up the crate with my crowbar, and we'll shove them in there and watch them go? Or at least Chen can watch them go.
Sure, go for it if that's what you want to do. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, you gave us some shiny light goop under the floor, so we're going to be ADD squirrels and follow it.
Sure, so I'll say someone is opening one of the grates that's right by the edge there? Does that sound right?
Yep.
Vaz saying she will. Sure, it's easy enough. You get a crowbar or whatever heck Kibbles has, and it's easy enough to pull off. I mean, it's not really sealed, right? This is like, basically their version of a drop floor. And, the boar can jump in there. I'll say that I don't have a sub level. I don't know. What was that? I'm sorry.
I just laughed at the
okay.
sub-level.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I would say, there's maybe, it's not really meant to, really for people to crawl around in too much. Maybe it's, a couple foot, something like that. You can see wires and other strange cabling going around. You can see pretty clearly Chen can see pretty clearly from his undead boar scrying eye that we'll say one of the cables underneath this area has been broken, and you can see that it's just kind of spewing this glowing yellow liquid.
By been broken, does that mean that something broke it, or does that just mean it came apart?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I'll say that it seemed like it's not something that's popped off, right? So, this...
Space rats and knotted open?
I'm sorry, you broke up there. I didn't hear it. What'd you say?
Like something like space rats and something chewed it or ripped it apart?
I don't know if it's space rats, but, it looks like there was some level of violence, done to it somehow. I mean, Chen, why don't you make a investigation check since you're the one really looking here?
Sure. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
I keep forgetting that there's a faster way to open my character page, and I click through a million things.
It's okay.
I can just double click on the token.
Gotcha.
Next time.
Oh, that's the fast way? Cool.
Yeah, I always double click on the tokens. Yeah, 22. So with the 22, I'll say, Chen, as the boar is kind of standing in front of this stuff, I mean, you look around, you'll see that, just speculating, right? It doesn't look like anyone maybe purposely tried to do this, but, you can see some scorch marks or some other stuff down here. Maybe there was some level of violence above the area that, splash damage hit it. Maybe there was something else going on here where something was crawling around down here and maybe there is space rats. Who knows, right? But, you'll gather that it looks like there's some damage to the surrounding area. So whether that's splash damage or someone, decided to, I don't know, went cowboy and shot between the grates or something, not sure. But you wouldn't say that it looked like somebody intentionally cut it, is what I'm trying to get at.
It looks like incidental or accidental, like war damage or something. To Chen, is what you're saying. If I understood.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I'll give that. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So he would say, I don't think this is deliberate, and he would explain what he saw. It's just that's how it is down there now. Any kind of so this is like a glowing yellow goop. Has he seen anything like that before, or would it remind him of obviously doesn't look like especially hospitable, probably, but would it remind him of other things that he'd seen or anything like that?
Yeah, I want to say no. This is a pretty foreign place, and you've never seen a ship like this, so hard to really come up with something that comes. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. I think he would be pretty interested by that, but obviously not have any further information. But just be interested because this is so far outside of his normal experience.
Okay.
Moist. Wow, this ship really has been messed the F up, eh? There's damage everywhere on every level, even below the levels. Holy.
We should blow the ship up.
Looks like
Take
it's
out the
just
elder
about
brain.
It's the only way to be sure. You can all like run around the ship screaming for mother. Too many aliens references, sorry.
Yep. Yep.
Do you see anything on the ceiling?
I'm surprised that cat survived.
Yeah.
I'm happy it did, but like, holy shit. I'm gonna be that cat. I will survive.
So Vaz, I'll say that as Chen, kind of relays this information to you, you'll see that on the ceiling above the area that maybe there's some scorch marks as well. So it is giving kind of a idea of some sort of blast damage or something. I mean, who knows? Could be a fireball. It's not like there's grenades around here. Yeah.
Kibbles is gonna start looking for bodies or signs of any like dead or injured around, because if there's like battle damage, there should be casualties, or one would think, right?
Sure. I'll say that the body of the guy who had the gray key card isn't that far over to the west, but that's about the only thing you've seen in this area so far. I would say he's somewhere like somewhere about there, like 100 feet, 30 yards, whatever it turns out to be, give or take. Back where your bug friends were. Not your real bug friends that are in your head potentially, but the other bug who, you guys kind of left each other alone. They live in Gary Gygax's initials.
Yeah, the pretty like hairy spider looking things.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are cool. Until they try to eat me, then they're dead meat.
That's right. So does Zipporah come back up?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep him like away from the group a little bit now that all that jazz is like, dripping off of him and stuff.
I don't think he went into the goop, right? Did he?
Okay, good.
I was assuming he was trying to say not go in the goop. But if he went into the goop, you can tell me that. He's perfectly welcome to try to go in the goop.
Oh, I just thought like the whole below was covered in goop, so I thought he's walking in it was what I was assuming.
Oh, I was assuming it was more like a puddle area. It's not like he if he didn't want to go into it, he didn't have to.
Okay, yeah, no, it's all good.
Okay.
That sounds good to me. I'm wondering how curious Kibbles is if he would have tried to get a sample or something, but I doubt that because I don't have any like safe sample containers to keep it in, know what I mean?
Sure.
I don't know how well glass vials will hold, volatile contaminants.
Depends on the contaminant, potentially.
Exactly. So yeah, no, we're good.
Okay. Is anyone else doing anything? Vaz really wants to go walk about. She's starting to like wander the map. Keeping an eye out on you there, dear. See, you say you want to stay close to the paladin, but she keeps wandering around. So what are you guys doing?
Gonna go south until we can't go south no more, and continue roaming around until we find points or people of interest.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
All right. I'll drag you to the other side of the thing real quick just to get you over there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where's? Oh,
There
there
you
we go.
And I assume 1 minute is up after the boar gets back up here, so that spell is no rated on.
Yep. Are you riding the boar, or are you just walking next to him? What are you doing with the boar?
I was just gonna walk behind him a little bit until I was sure that he's safe to be on.
Okay.
Or the whole jaunt down there and the glowy stuff.
Okay. I'll say that I'll say that since you probably had to help get him out of the hole a little bit, that he seems a little warm, maybe he, a little warm down there, but outside of that, his unbore self seems fine otherwise.
All right, cool. If that's the case, then a good wipe down of the saddle and everything before he jumps back on it, making sure Chen's spell is still up, and he's gonna rub his bum all over the saddle.
Oh, I think I saw that Chen dropped concentration a few seconds ago.
God damn.
He has to use an action to look at your butt, so he's just not going to do that.
All right, folks, where you off to?
So did we find the south wall?
Yes, I think we just ran into it, Zen. I tried going past where you are, and I just walked into it. Or at least my boar did.
So I guess we'll proceed clockwise.
I mean...
Yeah, I think we're going to start hitting the areas where we've already explored in this section, but now we got a different colored key card. But, we have the gray key card that should have opened all the doors down here, maybe. Because it's the override card, right?
Something like that was conveyed to you, yes.
It's the higher authorization card, anyways. What we were told.
Yeah, you were talking to the robot nurse or whatever she was. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, this is all familiar. We've been here before. Remember this place, and the wires just above us is where we fought those weird, goopy, squishy dudes inside those cans. Remember that? That's one my bug friend came and helped. Ooh.
So this is the other transport tube, or another transport tube sitting right here next to y'all. This one is definitely turned off.
Yeah, something about the power's not running to it from here, or the Zappadoodles isn't working as Kibble.
This guy here is who gave you the gray key card.
Yeah. And then up in there is the spider room. So, we're just gonna go do a giant circle. One of these times, I hope that one of these doors is a cafeteria. And the food's still good. Oh, that would be a dream.
Can everyone else move just so I can ask? Because, Zen's going to leave you all... Vaz is going to leave you all in the dark.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just making sure you guys were wandering with her.
Sort of. She's hard to keep up with.
Especially when she doesn't tell us where she's going.
We're trying to find a way to go south, but Everything doesn't seem to let us go to south.
Yeah. We hit the south wall. Now we're just like going in a clockwise circle, and now we find something new.
There you go. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab a water. Feel free to wander for a few seconds. I don't think you'll probably run something as soon as I grab my water. But go ahead. I think I'm safe for 30 seconds.
Do you guys have trouble moving? Is that why I move fast?
What with me and my boar, kind of, because I have them like grouped together. That when I move them past pillars or whatever, my boar gets stuck, and they all like to get disjointed, and I get trapped. So I have to like move them one at a time. Sometimes.
You have those diet drinks. They kind of. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You were talking.
No, I was just explaining to Vaz why I have difficulties moving sometimes. The two different tokens, they split up and get stuck on different things and shit.
Right.
Or what about the rest of y'all?
They're moving.
I mean,
Shen seems stuck.
But I don't generally grab and drag. I kind of move it with the directional.
Yeah, I have a little difficulty moving the map around because I'm still not that great at Foundry. So just like keeping the zoom level right and moving properly and that kind of thing. I'm just not all that good at it yet. And you can get out of view very quickly because of the lighting. No,
Do you use a mouse?
What's that?
Do you use a mouse?
I have a trackpad. So.
Oh dear. Sure.
Yeah.
I can understand with a trackpad that would be kind of difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
it's
had
not
trouble finding my girlfriend's mouse today. So
it's not incredibly difficult or anything. It's just like takes a minute to get it to work right. Easily.
So while we're going around and stuff like that, Kibbles is gonna take some time, and whenever he's like some wires going like rattles or anything like that, he's just gonna try to like pry around the panels to see if there's like any openings or anything. Like where do these things go? Are they supposed to be like this, or should they get rerouted or something?
And you're trying to figure out what again? I'm sorry.
Oh, I got myself stuck.
I can unstuck you. Hold on.
Yeah, I got myself in that thing. See, that happens quite often too. Yeah, I'm just seeing if like there's any secret panels or passages behind like wall panels or floor panels that like electrical cords, like some of the power cables are going to or through.
Sure.
Kind of like these ones look out of place. Maybe someone put them here, or there's something behind here. Type deal. He's just curious because like it's a big ship, and we're not really like searching for things as we're walking around. So he's just gonna start doing things as we're walking around.
Sure, you can certainly. What is that? That's one of those floaty carts you had found before there, Vaz. But you can do it in a perception check, Kittles. Not too bad. But yeah, you're not finding anything outside of the floorboards that are going on. I mean, you know, this looks like it's a big service area, and you're not getting the sense there's any secret passages from what you're finding. You know,
all right.
You might gather that some of these structures, you know, might be housing where the wires are going or something like that to whatever crazy part of the ship. Just like the inside of your drywall or something like that. But outside of that, not much more than that.
All right, he's gonna keep like searching around for that, and like that's what he's gonna be like focused on looking for is like secret things, or just like trying to figure out the ship and like its pieces better, and looking for dead things.
Sure. The west tube you can kind of make out with the doors open is like right up here, just kind of outside of your sight. But I can see that you guys can see some of the light that's emanating from the open doors of the tube.
Yeah, what is everyone like characters focused on, or like looking out for type deal as we roam around instead of like just blindly walking around? Are you guys like focused on like specific things, or like doing things as we go around, or are we just like walking around until we bump into something?
No, I'm just
That's
trying
a
to
great
keep up
question.
with Paladin.
So Chen is basically trying to do two things. He's trying to like feel his way through the psychic field of what is probably a elder brain so he's like trying to sneak with his brain kind of a little, which is probably, there's probably no role for that. I mean, I'd be happy to roll, but he's just trying to like keep his brain kind of like empty of tactical and strategic details about what he's seeing.
I think you should take like 1 or 2 points of strain or something like that, because you're trying so hard to be stupid.
Chen like hurts his brain because he's like, no, I'm dumb. I'm a mouse.
Yeah, like you can't see me, and you're like focusing on emptying that big brain of yours so much that you're like, oh, I got a headache. What the hell? I know. I thought it was funny. You don't have to do that, but as you're explaining what you're doing, that's kind of what popped into my mind.
So Chen is like sweating and trying really hard to do that, and also kind of like trying to figure out like if it's a field of elder brain, like where is it stronger or less strong. He's trying to feel that out a little.
Okay.
But other than that, he's basically just trying to stick with the paladin. Oh, that's the wrong. No wonder.
Okay. I mean, I don't think you feel it any more or less stronger right now as you move along this level of the ship.
What if we find like a dark corner? I'm gonna spend 10-minute ritual time to do this ritual. So I'm gonna roll a 1d4 to take some damage right now, and seeing as how it's a blood ritual, it's gonna come out of like my actual hit points instead of my temporary hit points that Z gave us.
Yep.
And yeah, if I ever go down in combat or whatever, a specter comes out and chases down whatever brought me down. But like, I'd never done this the whole time we've walking around, so I'm just pointing out that I'm doing it for the first time, just in case. It lasts for 12 hours.
That's a very interesting. Okay. It's a slash, not an exclamation point.
Yeah, I just I forgot. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
So used to doing everything on Discord that whenever I'm on here, it's yeah.
All good.
But yeah, isn't that a cool spell? And like seeing as how I'm such a glass cannon, like eventually, evidently, like I might go down. So like this is gonna be my usual system is after every long rest, I'm gonna do this ritual in the dark and then we could go traveling again.
Okay. Shadowy. There it is. Boop.
And when it says ritual focus, that just means when I do the 10-minute ritual, right? Instead of using a spell slot. Or like to me, this one kind of read out as it has to be a ritual spell.
Yeah, it says ritual in the thing. So I presume it is a ritual spell because it takes it takes 10 minutes casting time, sure. When you reduce
What does it mean by ritual focus then?
I don't know. I mean, it's a little strange. I'll have to look at it a bit later because it also sends it must be something particularly for necromancy. I'll take a look at it in a little bit.
Okay.
That's the thing with these deep magic spells. They all got a little flavor. But I'll look into that in a bit. For right now, it's fine, and it's kind of an odd spell because it doesn't even tell you how much damage it does. It just says if you reduce to 8, then it just beats the crap out of something until the target is slain. It or the target is slain, but it doesn't tell you what you're summoning or whatever it might be. Oh, I guess it's a shadow. I guess it literally means the shadow, as in the monster shadow.
Yeah, the monster shadow.
Gotcha.
But if one at the very bottom says ritual focus, if you expend your ritual focus, which I'm not too sure what that means yet, the spell summons a specter instead of a shadow.
All right, I'll look at that in a bit.
So, like, if I have a ritual focus, I would definitely use that for the specter every time. Know what I mean? Because, like, I don't think I have any other ritual focus spells that give me bonuses like that.
Yeah.
So I might as well.
No, I think it's a focus like a focus, and then the focus is destroyed, so you can't cast any more ritual spells until you get a new focus, kind of like a holy symbol.
That's an interesting interpretation. I was going similar to what Chen was saying. It must be a class feature or something. But I'll look it up in a little bit. I'll try and do that in between playing. Yeah, Vaz, what you're seeing is like a green wire that's south of you, going around in circles. That's all it is.
I don't know. Kibbles told us there was supposed to be something down here. I'm waiting for Kibbles to produce something.
Hey, man! I know. I was just told that there might be help down here. It's not my fault you all suck at looking. I'm the only one looking, as he says, trying like pick open like grates and stuff like that. I know this level's kind of like devoid of any doorways, I've noticed. Like, what's that about? Where are all the rooms?
It's just one big area. As I'll say, you'll get somewhere around there, right? You'll hear a voice from the darkness just kind of say, "Stop there, adventurer. What do you want?" I guess they're saying it to Kibbles here, who, despite his cat-like appearance, seems some sort of, adventure between her and Zen, who's coming up behind.
What? Who's that? Are you one of the voices? Oh, I've come to find you.
You just hear, like, you don't hear anything right away. Like, they just kind of pause on that kind of answer for a second. And they're like, we don't know of what voices you speak of. What do you want down here? What's your deal? They probably don't say what's your deal, but go ahead.
Like, he's still speaking everything out loud, but like at the same time, like his thoughts are like, I know these are the ones that he's like pushing to the forward of his mind as he's saying them out loud, so they can read them more clear than the jumble that's going on in his head right now. So like, if that's how they're communicating to him is just mind powers, he's doing that. But like, if they're actually hearing him speak as he speaks out loud, he's doing that too, but like very, very loudly. So like, well, one of the voices in my upstairs told me that we might find help down here. Well, we saw a ship outside that was really, really wrecked. Some sharks were chomping on it and stuff. And like, I know, just looking for the people who used to reside on that vessel. Like, wondering if they know what's going on around here to help us, because we've been sent to check up on this ship. And we have no clue what's going on here, other than I think my friend Chen said, yeah, there might be an elder brain or illithids around here, and I'm hearing things.
So at this point, I'll say a holy. Yes, it's a big map. You are correct. It is a big map. I'll say at this point a woman will come out from from the darkness into your area. I'll say that she doesn't look like anyone wearing, like, I guess from some of the suits that you've seen on the upper level. She's certainly not wearing that. I would say that she would be wearing just kind of casual type normal clothes. And
jeans and a t-shirt.
What's that?
Jeans and a t-shirt?
Yeah, jeans and a t-shirt. You got it. And I'll say that
so she's human, right?
She's human. I'll say that Chen, you and Kibbles can make some sort of perception check or arcana check, please.
If you say arcana, he does that because he sucks at perception.
Go for it. Okay. Yeah. Don't even know why. At the level you guys are, I don't know why I asked you to roll. But I'll say that you certainly easily take this as some sort of illusion, right? Like which exact magic it is, I don't know. You're not seeing through it. But whoever this is trying to, we'll say, disguise, their true form of it. And the woman says, an elder brain, you say, and you're hearing voices. So, have you been unconscious lately? Tell me about these voices.
No, only time we've been conscious is sleeping in Chen's little magic protective bubble thing. Swear to his area. He makes a good bedroom. But no, we got on this ship, like, what was it, like a day and a half ago now, maybe longer, and we ran into these like weird little bug brain monster things on the upper level, and I got bit. It attacked me, and then I started hearing things, weird, scary, creepy things, whispers, forceful things trying to get inside my mind, but I kept them out, and then I started hearing more whispers and stuff, and then I got bit or stung or attacked in another fight by another bug. Why are there so many fucking bugs on this ship? But I stopped hearing the nasty whispers.
She like thinks for a second, and she's like, how big were these bugs?
Oh, much bigger than I.
And you detect their presence in your head?
Maybe there was some presence inside there trying to worm its way in. But that other bug bit me, it got quiet. It was peaceful. And then I just heard soft whispers helping. They told me to go downstairs and find the I'd find the people from the other ship.
Okay.
Would I be able to insight?
You can. I'll say that the woman changes form and into like a gith shape, and she has like a light spell that she turns on just to kind of brighten things up, and it gives kind of a red glow. She seems honest to you. And she says, well, she kind of thinks for a moment, and she's like, so what, if you believe there's an elder brain here, what protection do you have against its abilities?
Oh, no elder brain can stand against my big babe friend Chen. And he just sits proudly at the top his boar and points a thumb back to Chen in the background. He big brain mad tough.
She looks at Chen.
I almost spat out my beer.
Good, yes.
Yeah, so Chen is gonna hear that and try to look very brainy.
I just see you trying to flex those veins on your forehead, force them to come out for once instead of them just coming out because you're concentrating. And we just you just kind of look constipated to me when you do that. It's fucking hilarious in my mind, but that's not probably what's happening. I hope it's just to me that's what I picture because I'm a silly bastard.
Okay.
Could I
like it?
Could I insight this conversation?
Sure, go for it.
In my head, or it's not in his head.
No, it's not in his head. It's all verbal. Yeah, I mean, as far as you can tell, she seems, curious why she's why you're here, that kind of thing. You don't sense any. She's truly being a little guarded for sure, but you don't sense any deception on her part so far.
All right,
so
I'm gonna continue and say, Chen says we can't let this bad big elder brain thingy get anywhere or go anywhere because it can just hurt more peoples.
She says, well, then we are here for a similar purpose. You know, I've heard, you know, we have found out that this brain is here. It took over this ship, you know, at great cost to its mind flayer army. There are still others here of its of its brood. They also have some possible mercenaries they have taken underneath their employ as well. Evidently, besides taking this ship over, they have also used it in some sort of battle that also had the ship take additional damage. But what they've done with it,
effed up.
I'm sorry?
Is that why it's so messed up?
Yes, it's messed up a number of different ways, right? Between the battle to take it over and whatever they have used it for. Which, to be quite honest, we don't know what that is at this moment. I have some colleagues who have moved into the lower areas of the ship, but they have not yet returned. Hasn't been too long, but you know, maybe half to 3/4 of a day or so. We'll say sometime early this morning they went out.
Okay, well, I know this ship is pretty messed up, like I said, and there's a lot of fucked up things on it, like so many goddamn bugs, so many bugs. I know, maybe we should go look for them. What direction did they go in?
I have not seen the bugs, but you know, if it is something like the Karsh, bugs are bugs, and thank you, and whatever they're up to, I don't know, but it almost sounds like, you know, and them weeding into your mind, they might have gotten the elder brain out of your mind. So, to be clear, if you go unconscious without any level of protection, the elder brain will take that opportunity to gain access into your mind.
Oh. Chen, I'm so thankful you're my buddy. I told you he's awesome. Big brain, mad tough. Do you got any like other types of protection just in case forbid something happens to Chen?
Well, my colleagues do. My colleagues have magic that protects them, as do I. But I don't have any additional spells or anything like that to protect you. So, to be quite honest, we don't want to fully reveal how many of us are here or where we are exactly at, in case the elder brain, you know, gets into your mind and learns more about what we're doing here and where we are. They cannot track us, but they can track you if you are unprotected from its abilities.
I gotcha.
If the bug bothers you, a dispel evil or good or similar type spell will get the bug out of your head, so to speak.
So, Chen would ask them if, like, how they're keeping the elder brain out of their minds. Like, are you using magic? Are you using psionics? Are you using some kind of item or potion? Or what are you doing? If you don't mind me asking.
Oh, yeah. If they could teach him that, that would be really handy.
Yeah, we're using a non-detection spell.
Oh,
Got it.
would you be able to cast it in front of me, please?
Sure. I mean, I only have so many spell slots. What? I could try to cast it on one of you, I suppose.
Oh, him. And I point to Chen.
Sure, it is probably good for at least one of you potentially be protected, but if you're all going to be sticking together, the brain is going to know where you're at, if even one of you is not.
I'm going to make sure I could use this ability in the way I'm thinking or hoping.
Yeah, you want to learn it is what you're trying to do, right?
100%, yeah.
Yep. Okay. So, sure, she'll cast a spell on Chen if Chen is okay with that.
Yeah, I think he would be. He's not. I don't think he's worried about. Yeah, I think he would be fine with that.
Okay, because you got to be willing. Okay, that's fine. All right, so you would have non-detection on you for the next 8 hours.
Nice.
And, I mean, mind blank would work as well, she says, but that's beyond my abilities. Kibbles, do you have to make a roll or something for this?
Yeah, I just read that. It's 12 plus the spell's level. It's an intelligence check.
Okay, so 12 plus the spell level is a 3rd level spell. So, do you have any bonuses that you have that make sure you try to make this roll?
I mean, I could just slap him on the back and be like, "You got this, fluffball."
Oh, hey, thanks, man. Like, yeah, you're cool.
Whenever you're ready, Kib.
I'm not too sure if I got one to make sure I make it, but like I'm just gonna make it anyways because I'm badass.
There you go. You didn't even need the
Oh.
D4 from Z. So you said it's 12 plus the spell level, so you had to make a 15?
Yep.
All right. So you have learned non-detection. I presume you probably have to... How do you change your spells? Is that when you raise the level, or do you get used to it right away?
Yeah, well, for this one, when I learn it, I have to remove a spell that I already have in my Theurgic Legram or whatever, however you pronounce it.
Yep.
And for this one, I think I'm going to get rid of Harmful Exchange. With the reaction, I could get health from someone and give it to another creature, but I haven't used that or prepared it. I think Forceful Repurposing or Counterspell is a lot more useful.
Gotcha.
See, I had some cleric spells in there. I was just never, using them.
What can I tell you? She's like, well, that will help him. And I would say that, we've been protecting this area. We found a hole through the floor to the next level down. We've been standing by here. The other group went on ahead. We don't have another key card right now to follow them, so we're waiting for them to return, or we've got to find another card to go forward.
What color?
What color? 1 second, I gotta look at the map, I forget. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. Wow, stupid map. There's something buggy with this PDF that every now and then it just kind of goes a little buggy. There you go. We had a violet card, a purple card that got us through the door.
Oh, we haven't found one of those yet. Cool.
But we have found another card that might be useful. Do you have any idea when your colleagues might return?
We don't, but if we do not hear from them soon, we will probably start to fear the worst and head on down ourselves. They were only a small scouting group of, a few folks. Yeah.
Point us in the direction, and we can definitely go reinforce them and bring them back for you. Like, it's, if it gets us some help, or at least in your good graces, though, we could do it, because we are so lost and so confused right now. Like, we can't even, understand anything that's going on. I'm so happy we could understand you.
She says, if you are truly against the Elder Brain, then, we will certainly can work together. Since, like I said earlier, since you don't really have much protection right now against the Elder's Brain's powers, we will make sure that we are nearby, but not necessarily in sight. Like I said, I don't want one of you to be taken over by the brain and then revealing whatever plans we may or may not have. So,
don't worry. I get it. I got trust issues too. It's all right.
Okay. She chuckles and says, okay, if you want to go down to the next level, just come this way. And my colleagues will stay out of sight.
Do we have any extra weapons that no one's been utilizing yet, like guns? Like, should we reinforce them and arm them, or keep them on us and reinforce and arm the scouts that we're going to go catch up with?
I think we should probably keep our weapons because, yeah.
All right. Okay. Noted. And what spell was I looking for again? I finally have the compendium packs open to find it and stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is non-detection.
Non. Okay, I was spelling it wrong.
NON detection. I don't know if you're going to be able to squeeze through all those pillars, so I'll just kind of lift you all up a little bit.
Seeing that there's a material component, should we buy some dust from the lady?
Oh, good idea.
Diamond dust.
Yeah.
Like, I have some for a couple spells. I just haven't seen what size it needs, because I have like a bunch of diamond things for Raised Dead.
Oh yeah, I think those are like just diamonds worth 300. Or no, I could be wrong about that. Never mind. I'm thinking of Revivify.
Yeah.
Yeah, Revivify certainly uses diamonds. I mean, usually with these modules, I don't get too hung up on the component parts too much.
Okay.
If this was like a full campaign, then, I could try to get a little pickier about it like we do and, on the Discord server. But since this is kind of like, there's not really an economy behind this, I don't get too hung up on it.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, I did like spend a shit ton of money on like spell components and stuff. I just haven't like I actually haven't like grabbed a lot of the inventory. I'm just saying I spent like almost all of that 7,200 or whatever it was.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, so like you could say I have like a couple hundred GP worth of diamond dust on me already.
Sure, you got it. You got it.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And she'll, if you ask, that says, okay, you know how to cast it now, she'll exchange some, have a component exchange and pass some back and forth.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, just to like reinforce the old spell pouch a little bit. Do you think now that I kind of took this knowledge from you and I learned the spell that you'd be able to spare a pinch or two?
Sure, that's no problem. If you're truly a master of magic to be able to learn a spell just from seeing it.
Oh, that's stop it! And like he starts like fawning a little bit, like that compliment just like made him feel so good. Like you don't have to say that. It's nothing really. It was just a simple thing. And like yeah, you got it. Wooning now, like. If you've ever seen One Piece and you've ever watched Chopper get complimented, that's what he does.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah. You don't have to tell me that's stupid. No, it was nothing. That type of thing. But like, yeah, he's all happy and dandy. He learned a new spell because that's what he likes doing. And, it's an actual useful spell for this area. Fuck yeah. I'm actually going to read up on it more now.
Okay. And you have a big hole in the floor that, goes through the subfloor into the next level. And I swear to God, you people were driving me crazy. You were wandering around the whole map, but just not this one corner.
No, we literally circled the whole thing, went upstairs, the whole circle, came back down. Like, no, that's fucking hilarious, man. Faz, yeah, why aren't you walking in the right direction? Come on.
And I'll say, you didn't notice it either, but while you were battling the other creatures, like, because the map is so damn big, like, you could see this red glow coming from this area from where you were fighting before. You just never noticed it because the map's so big and you were too busy fighting the other things. It's a big map. It's a big map. All right, give me a second here. Let me see. Where do you come up? You come up in this one here. All right, hold on a second. Paste. You got it. So, sure, if you're coming through the subfloor, let's get you down. I can unlock these doors because you have a key. Yes. So you come up in in what is clearly a cargo area. You have these big shipping like containers that you kind of step onto as you fall through the floor and stop on this. You look around, you see some usual trash. You do see at least one body over here in the corner. We'll say he's a little more gooier than what this graphic shows, but otherwise, yeah, this is where you're at. Let me take a screenshot of this again so I have it.
Like a melted gooier, or just like drippy, fleshy gooey?
He'd make a good zombie, I mean, he's been dead for some months.
That's what I was wondering. But I'm also wondering, we're in space, right? So technically there is no night and day?
True, in the astral plane there isn't, but on the ship there was. What can I tell you?
Oh, okay. Like, I guess more importantly, what time it is, because Create Undead only works at night.
Oh, okay. Well, it's about 4 p.m.
Fuck, that's what I thought. That's why I haven't used it yet. But like, I know Kibbles is gonna start like hoarding bodies, so I could start creating some higher undead in a few hours.
Yes.
So I guess how much do you think my undead boar could carry? Like a corpse or two and Kibbles, or just a couple corpses?
Sure, you can cover a corpse or two. That's fine. If you want to drag one along, that's no problem. Just means you might have to walk. Well, you're a smaller cat, but we'll say if you get up to 2 corpses, then maybe at that point you got to walk.
All right, for now, the one corpse and Kibbles are riding the boar now. It's like you just guys watch Kibbles go, "Ooh, look at this one, nice and juicy still." And he starts to like try to get it up on the boar and like sling it over his shoulders and drop it over and stuff. And he's all excited about it. And like that's the first thing he does when he enters this area. You guys can do you.
So there is a door both to the south and east. If you wish to.
East.
East?
Let's go through the door on the east.
You got it. It's all your Vaz. You're right there. So Vaz, I'll say this opens to another cargo hold area. You can see from here there's a door directly across from you, as well as one to the northeast-ish. Until you close the door, then you don't see nothing. Did you open it? I'm sorry.
Before we open doors, we should clear rooms behind us so we don't get ambushed.
Oh, not yet. Okay. I was clicking on your character to see as you go through doors, I like to click through your character or someone's character to see what they see, because obviously I see a lot more than you do. I think I grabbed him by mistake. Burp. But I mean, you're not really finding anything of value in these carts so far, whatever purpose they served. The boar wants more corpses. They might be repair parts, or could be spoiled food at this point, or whatever it might be. Just stuff.
So, think it's safe to say we found the cargo hold.
I think that's safe to say.
Maybe some of this stuff isn't totally deteriorated and destroyed beyond use. Maybe there's useful things too. Let's keep looking. What's the next room hold?
I don't know. Depends which door you're going to go through. Pick a door, any door. Door number 3, you got it. So this opens up. You open up this door, and what you see is, right
Can I
out.
trade what's behind door number 3 for a box of cornflakes?
Maybe. You're never supposed to trade things on those type of things. You know that. But yeah, what you see is this opens up and there's a balcony area basically right in front of you that's maybe 20 or 30 foot. And then it opens up into what is a huge room, right? And you can see, even from here, you can see that it goes about 80 foot down. And even from this angle, you can see there's trees, there's grass. This is just kind of like a bio, a place for them to grow whatever they wanted to grow, and so forth. There's this red barrier that just kind of separates you from, whatever is going on down there. Yeah, I like it too. You see birds, maybe other animals or creatures moving around down there, but you don't really hear them, right? So whatever this barrier is doing, it is certainly keeping what seems to be a fairly busy, bio area. The sounds is being kept out by this. And you can see, from where you are, there are some of the overgrowth has escaped, right? You can see there's some, vines and stuff that's lining this area here, that have somewhat bled out from the area below. The vines are, the vines are, I don't know, they have like all these little pink flowers on them. They kind of curl around the railing for the way down below. You'll even see, can I find one? Yeah, like right here. There is, I don't know. I'll just, I can't think of any way to describe it. But basically from the 1970s, like you used to put those, you would have like binoculars, you put a quarter in, you kind of like look through them and see, what might be going on from a distance, right? So they are like that. There's no spot to quarter. But that aside, right, it looks like an observation area where you could look through this, this device.
So are we going to find Pauly Shore down there?
Perhaps.
Nice, buddy!
Certainly from what you can see here, as you look down, you can see there's a pretty decent size body of water there. That is taking up that area. Easily you would guesstimate what, roughly 100 to 150 foot diameter. I mean, roughly.
Hey, Jen. You think
right here.
the Elder Somebody's in there?
And Vaz, if you're using that, which I assume you are, since you decided to ask about it, you have a quarter. Yeah, thanks. Sure. You put your quarter in, and you hear it click, and it goes like it's timing you, right, for the next person to be able to use it. But yeah, you can look around. You can see various different types of plants, birds. It has kind of a tiered effect. You can see that even from where you are here, that the floor kind of raises up a little bit against the wall where you are now, right? And then I would say as you go down this way, the floor gets lower, right? So I don't want to say, it definitely has a gradient to it all the way to the water, we'll say.
It's got slope, yeah.
Yep.
I gotcha. Whoa, guys, this room's pretty neat. Before we go wandering around, should we go back and check out that other couple rooms? I guess there might be doors that connect to this whole space. And also, do you think that's where the Elder Squish is? Or has this field saved it from like contaminants of those, nasty bugs and stuff?
I don't think that would look like an obvious elder brain habitat to Chin, but if you want me to roll that, I can. But like that's not my understanding as a player that it would look like this. It would be like more of a like vat full of like glowing liquid kind of stuff, I think. But I don't know how much of Chen, how much of that Chen would know.
Wait, you mean kind of like that glowing liquid that was upstairs?
Yeah, kind of like that. But I didn't think of it at the time.
Neither did I. Thanks for mentioning it now, though, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we already found something that is relevant to the elder brain. Could be.
There was some warm fluid. My bore was pretty warm after it. Maybe it's like one of the hoses or something. Maybe that's how it's like keeping it. I don't know. These things are weird. I don't know anything about them, but maybe, just maybe. And he's just gonna let it hang because he doesn't know what he's actually saying maybe to. He's just like, glowing liquid upstairs. It was warm, maybe.
I think Chen might like bring it up with the Githyanki if we talk to them again. But aside from that, I think he would say if rather Kibbles was saying that this looked like maybe an elder brain room, I think Chen would probably say no. But like as I was saying, I don't know if you would like me to roll like an Arcana or investigation or whatever.
No, I'm going to say that you know enough that
okay.
While you haven't seen an elder brain, from what you have heard, they don't really hang out in what you would consider, fresh water, normal water, whatever you want to call it, right? It is some sort of, we'll say, muck, right? And the water that's down in this area definitely looks like more like a freshwater type of, small lake, right? Not where an elder brain would normally hang out, but hey, you never know, right? It doesn't certainly match the stories you have seen. I'll say, Vaz, when we're looking through your looking glass, that you notice this island that is in the middle of the lake, and you see there's a little bridge here, and you can see through the glass that there is some sort of, we'll say some sort of door. I'm pinging it, but it's so damn small you probably can't tell. There's some sort of door that is on the other side of the bridge in this little hill that is in the in the lake.
How far away is it?
Oh dear! Get out my measuring tool. By the bird flies, roughly 200-ish feet.
Okay, I'm gonna cast a spell, but we're gonna have to get within, I think, either 120 or 200 feet. Let me double check. I accidentally closed my page.
Probably a little more because you're 80 feet up. So if I'm using some geometry here, right? It might be closer to 250 or something like that, though. If someone wants to do the a squared, b squared, c squared thing, they can do that.
How many feet up did you say we are?
80. All right, you're going to make me do math, God damn it. All right, hold on one second. Yeah, I know. Well, there's too many people here with too many math degrees, to, not do that, right?
So I'm saying we just got to get within 120 feet of this thing, so I could drop us right at the bridge of this bridge, at the foot of this bridge, if we stand over here by this circle and, by this other hallway. I have a spell that opens up a portal from one door to another door. Damn it, Helen.
Sorry, that was a really nerdy joke. I apologize.
Yeah, we've heard them all before. Yeah.
I'll show you the spell. I'll cast it without using a slot, then I'll use a slot if you say it's okay to use.
All right, what do you got? What is the spell that I'm looking at?
Shadow portal.
Shadow portal. Okay. You create a door in the nearest cliff, wall, cliff, tree, or similar structure, and is immediately bound to a similar door 200 feet away. The near door must be a place within 10 feet that you can see. All right, well, now I'm going to actually have to freaking Google or go and look at this one.
So, I don't have to see the other door. I just have to be able to describe it. I have to see the first door, but the second door, I could just be, on that wall facing north, angled 10 degrees up. So, instead of, a flat, door, it's, angled up. So we're, aimed up to the sky or some bullshit is what I get from the description.
Oh, I spelled portal wrong. That's why I'm not finding it. Oops, I typoed it. There we go.
I'm excited about this spell because I haven't used it yet, Vaz. So if we want to go back and clear those other rooms before this, yes, Kibbles is just going to let you guys know. If you guys want, I can get us down there. But, we can look around up here first. We don't, no rush.
Create a door nearest. Okay.
It's such a cool spell, right? I'm so happy it's finally getting used. I've had it prepared the last 2 or 3, since the first quest. I was gonna use it to send my suicide bombing skeletons behind a group of enemies.
Yeah.
Or like just put the other portal on a roof so they like, paratroop, skeleton, like zombie suicide bombers onto people. Like, yeah. Again, damn it. This is why I play games with you. Yeah. But I'm done.
Okay. So I'll say that you can certainly use that spell. So the spell ends when the spell ends. Any creature can take actions to normally open and pass through the portal, which immediately tells that this the spell ends after duration. Okay, which is duration 1 minute. Sure. Or when the creature uses a bonus action to close the distant portal. All right. So I'm going to say that you probably can't quite get to this structure, but you can probably get to, you could probably put it like maybe by the shoreline on the bridge, or there are certainly some trees like nearby here. You can certainly use that to get down to there if you so wish.
All right, Kibbles is gonna let everyone else know. It's like, all right, well, I got a pretty nifty spell that if we move closer down this walkway down here, get us down to that bridge, and we can check out that weird door Vaz told us about. But like, if you guys want, we can go up and check out the storage area a little bit more, like before we go do that. But we still haven't got the scouts yet, right? So maybe they're here somewhere.
I mean, I'd like to know probably maybe what's in the storage room a little bit before we go bounce into some unknown door.
All right, yeah, I'm down with that. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. Just letting you guys know that we got the means to get down there. And we don't even have to get our paws dirty.
Okay.
So I'm like so glad I kept that one prepared now, because like this is gonna be cool once we get there. So yeah, that was the first room we were in. I know there's a door up here, and I think Kibble spotted a hallway from the doorway down here by this door.
Kibble spotted a hallway by whatever you. What did you spot?
Down here, I think it's a hallway because there's a door, and then I know the hall just kind of like the wall just kind of cut off for me.
Oh yeah, there is certainly another door over here.
Yeah.
Vaz is wandering and
she's doing her restless leg syndrome.
Doing her thing,
guys.
yes.
I know it's a pretty pawn, Chen, but come on. And Chen just sees like this cat from the doorway going, "Come here. Come on."
Are you opening the door, you and Z there, Vaz, or what's the deal?
I mean, I'm ready to open the door.
All right, I'll get the other people over here just in case they're having issues trying to get. Yeah, sure. You're all here. So this opens into another area. This one looks like to be lighted for sure, whereas the other ones have not. You can see the door to the east probably lines up to the door that Kibbles was just talking about a few seconds ago, right?
Cool. I was wondering if there's a connecting room. No, don't. Remember to keep an eye out for any more juicy corpses. And yeah, I will like. Can I do an investigation roll on the room to look for like any hiding spots or like empty or hollowed out crates? Because like if this room was lit, maybe something was in it before us or still is.
I mean, you don't get the sense that these crates have, for the most part, been touched all that much. Whatever use they have, I mean, Z can use his comprehend languages. You might see stuff here that says, fertilizer, maybe for the stuff downstairs. It's a lot of general supplies of what you might need to keep. Yes, they are to keep. A fairly large colony going, right? Some of the things you might not recognize what they say, like, I don't know, hard drive, graphics, whatever, video card, I don't know, right? But just some of it might just be the equivalent of IKEA furniture if they needed some stuff. But yeah, it's just general supplies for the colony.
Gotcha. All right. Cool.
Should we open any of them or just leave it be? How long do we think it's been? It hasn't been that long that the ship has been disabled, right? There's like a different period that went on. What's the total timeline for the like normal operation of the ship and the takeover of the Elder Brain and when we got sent out? What does that look like? Is that like a year, 2 years, more?
I would say that, looking over the whole timeline, and you kind of got some feel from, from the medical labs, computer records that you've gone through, that certainly from, I'll say that whatever affected the crew originally, that might have been like around a year, right? What's been going on with the Elder Brain and such, I'll just say from your conversation with those type of battles, from what you get from your conversation with the Gift, that Gift Yankee, that was something more recent, we'll say in the last couple months, we'll say, give or take 2-3 months. So when you look at this thing and you see all the trash on the ground and so forth, I mean, this is less conducive of like whatever happened with the battle and more what happened with whatever disease, whatever it was that attacked the crew. We're going to say that the from what the doctors had in their notes, they eventually was able to isolate it and save some of the colony by the time they had gotten to that point.
Okay. I was just curious because, like, I was thinking about, like, what might be in the boxes and how much it might have deteriorated in the time.
Sure.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking about. I think yeah, I think probably unless some of the boxes like look like they've been disturbed, Chen is gonna leave them alone at this point.
Yeah, I would say generally they have not been touched all that much. I mean, you can see there's some trash and stuff on the floor, so maybe some boxes might have been opened or tampered with, but for the most part, you don't see any, how do you want to say, most of them have like a fair layer of dust, or what you want to say, on them. Like, it's not like someone's been systematically, rearranging them, moving them. You don't see any type of evidence of that.
All right, let's go after the doors.
All right.
Wink.
So from there, Kibbles would be like, yeah, if we go down a little bit more, I could set up my spell so we can get to the bridge down there.
Yeah, you could probably get to the other side at this point. From where you are, you're now a little closer than where you were before. Vaz, you kind of see that there is a... I'm just going to pause this for a second. Like, one of the tubes is there in front of you, one of the transport tubes. 1 second. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I was checking something. But from where you are, Kibbles, and certainly from where Vaz is and so forth, that, you're now more direct in line with the hill or opening. So if you wanted to kind of use your spell to scoot down there, you can certainly do that and be on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah, where Vaz is standing, that's pretty much where I wanted to place it. But I want to make sure that this whole catwalk area does not house the Get the Yankee we're looking for first. So after we do this whole southwest side, I'm going to ask if we could go back to the north and along the top northeast.
Yeah, you can certainly walk around this and see what you find, for sure. Is everyone else down for that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. You still with us? You still with us, Paul? Mostly. You're falling asleep? I know you've been still getting over a cold.
I'm falling asleep over here.
Yeah.
Well, it's just about 7. We could play for another 10 minutes or so, and then we could call her a night if you want.
However you want to do it. That's fine by me.
Yeah, whatever. However it works for everyone, it's fine for me.
Sure.
As long as we don't start combat in the next 10 minutes, I think we'll be all right.
Well, if we start combat in the next 10 minutes, then I'm going to assume that we're probably going to do the combat next time. So Kibbles and Vaz, like you can see, this area here has one of the transport tubes. It does seem quiet. There's a lot more vines in this area, covered with all kinds of different flowers and so forth. But otherwise, it does seem kind of quiet.
Up or down?
If you want to open the door, that's fine. I will say that Boop, boop, doop, boop, doop, doop. That this you could take the open the door. Sorry, I locked it. So, burp. This door goes down. Come on. Yep, it goes down at least. We'll say you can look down and see 2 more levels before it stops. So it would take you down, presumably, it looks like, to the bio level below. It kind of roughly lines up, and then you can see it goes down a bit further, and then you can see it ends again, and you're going to guess there's probably another door down there. So at least 2 more levels.
Now, is there any sign of like any footprints or anything like that, or like smears in like the dust or anything that would say that anyone's gone in this direction? Like to use like survival skill or whatever, trying to track where the Githyanki have been or not been type deal? And can my undead or still help try to like find sense?
Is that a boar ability?
Well, I thought boars had a good snoz to begin with, so I know. I'm just wondering. I could click on them.
Give me your check to see whether or not something has come through here, like some sort of whether you want to say it's what is this? Wisdom, skill check, survival is great. 18. Sure, I'll say that you'll say that I don't think anyone has used this particular transport area from as far as you can tell. The door was shut and, it seems like fairly undisturbed in there. I will say that, just from your survival check, probably something came this way relatively recently and went off towards the south.
All right, I'll point that out. Well, seems like this tube thingy, the wall sphincter, hasn't been touched, but like, I don't know, something might have gone south more if we want to keep checking that area out, everyone.
I mean, we're here. We might as well.
And like, as we're traveling, I'm assuming like every hour or whatever, whenever the comprehend language spell goes out, we like find a safe spot to like hide for 10 minutes for Z to do his ritual again.
Sure.
Yeah, I kind of like, I think that would be useful just so he could like let us know if there's any writing on the walls. Like, oh yeah, this is like sub-level so-and-so, or this is, oh hey, yeah, this is the garden biome, things like that.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, he would definitely tell you that sort of stuff. Like, he isn't too bright, though. He's only has an int of, like, 10, so... But he'd tell you what he can see. He just might not know a whole lot.
Okay, so Kibbles is going to do a thing right now, and he's pretty much just going to tell Z what to do. It's like, all right, hey, Z, have you had your language thingy up? Like, have you been able to read everything so far?
Yeah, I've been reading them crates and what's on the wall and stuff. It mostly just says, like, plant stuff and fertilizer. What?
Oh, just like, all right, if you find anything of note or whatever, just, like, let us know. Fill us in. If you find, like, a directional marker or, like, something that tells us where we are or, like, anything like that, just, like, keep us filled in because we're relying on you. You're the only one that knows and can understand those scribbles and where we are and stuff. So, like, just, you're important. Just keep doing what you're doing, but keep us more informed, please. Because, like, I had no clue what was in any of those crates. You could have just said junk or, like, like food stuff, fertilizer, like you just said, like like I was like curiosity is like a big thing for me, so just like help.
So because Z is Z, or this is what AJ would do. Give me an intelligence check, Z. That's what you like to do to see what your character does.
I love it. I love it. Hey, that's pretty good.
Hey, yeah. 19. There you go. Okay. So Z, I'll say that as you've been walking the halls, and you can see some of the writing on the by the visual area and such. That this is almost like, I mean, obviously you have the cargo areas that you've been going through, but your feel from this is almost like an observatory, or like if you went to like a zoo or something like that, right? Like you can see that some of the areas might have like a little plaque that says hey, this is the fauna, and pick the equivalent, whatever it would be in alien Latin or something like that, right? Species, right?
So this seems to be some sort of observatory, like hydroponics observatory or something, because there's all kinds of just like informational stuff on all kinds of plants and stuff that's around. I mean, I can read it and stuff, but I'm not really sure what all of it means, because I'm not really well versed in floral and fauna and stuff. But I mean, yeah. So so that's what this big place seems to be, and I guess also that's why there's the big things that let you view whatever those things, and that makes about a lot of sense to me.
Yep, and even down here, like to the south, during this opening that you can see. Can you see that? Yeah, I guess you can. Like over here, you can see that above the entrance to this area, you get the feeling that this is like a nightclub area, like down there where there's like you can see some couches, and this was in the 70s, so like some equivalent of a disco ball or something like that. I don't know, right? But it is, like what you would consider a nightclub kind of area, right down in here. Because hey, this module was made in the 70s. You guys did not find the video arcade room, which did exist on one of the other levels.
Are you shitting me?
I am not shitting you. There was a couple spots that was like an arcade area where you could like go and play arcades, because this came out in like the 70s.
Okay, we're going back and we're spending the next 2 sessions trying to get high scores.
Okay, yeah, I can see that Vaz is going to play Golden Axe, and someone will play Space Invaders.
Love Golden Axe too. Oh, homegirl, we're gonna fucking slay. Okay, when I live on Vancouver Island in BC, and whenever I go to the mainland to go visit Vancouver for like shows, or just to go like punk shopping for the punk shops or whatever, I go on the ferries. And before COVID, they had the arcade rooms. They had Golden Axe arcade games there, and like I would spend the whole 2-hour ferry every single time, both ways, just feeding fucking quarters and loonies into that thing just to like play Golden Axe the entire time. Like I had like a few save files on the one. It was great.
Everyone posted. There's the Golden Axe. There you go. Yep. But yes, it did have that. It was actually quite interesting, just as a side note, because like
that's the one.
When you were talking about the medical area last week, and you were asking about, there must be a computer here, and we'll look up the computer records. Well, evidently computers were not quite as big of a thing quite then, and there was no computers listed. But I'm like, there has to be a computer here. It just wasn't really a big thing when this module was created. So it's kind of funny to see like what technology existed in the 70s and 80s, and I'm looking at it as you go through it. I'm like, oh yeah,
I see what you're saying.
They guessed wrong on this, but they guessed right on this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's great. Cool. Well, so heading to the the TMNT games. Yeah, I feel you. Shall we check out these doors going down here? Because we did miss a door up in this room back here that led south behind the tube.
Yeah.
So, let's just go room for room clearing. I think something or someone came this way.
Sure. So as you open the door and Z runs in that direction,
I was like, oh God, I did not open that door. When I saw it, I went, nope.
You open the door and you slides open. You see like one of the police robots, and you see a number of other robots in there. And I don't know if you're going to end up fighting them, but that's probably a good spot to stop right now.
I'm going to say one thing. Show them the gray card. Just flash them the card with Z. Please flash them the card because you got the officer's outfit. If you give them the card thing flash, they'd be like beep 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 beep. All right. I hope that's my hope for next time. Cool.
All right.
Well,
yep, that works, and because I think we're going to lose Paul pretty soon if we don't stop soon. So hopefully he feels better. Yeah, go ahead.
Now that we've found allies, but not the arcade, we need to fix that.
Yeah, I feel you 100%. Maybe there's more allies in the arcade, like all those little punk.
What happened?
That just survived. Yeah. Psionic punks in the arcade. Oh, please let that be a thing.
Certainly, when this is over, I will reveal all of the maps just in case there's something you missed, because they are kind of fun.
All right, that'd be awesome.
And it is ridiculous how some of these levels are.
I think we're gonna go door to door breaching from now on.
That's right. There is now going to be a major search to try to find the arcade.
I mean, Vaz probably heard that there's a golden axe somewhere on the ship.
Woohoo!
Sounds like a paladin weapon.
I'll start with the Holy Grail.
1 second. Yeah, that's not that big deal. But yeah, I mean, I was just kind of looking back at it, right? I mean, the description for the game room is probably at least as big as, well, I don't say it was the biggest. There certainly are bigger ones, but it has a pretty decent sized description to it. It's pretty funny. All right, we'll play that. We'll get to that point when we get to it. All right, so thanks for joining up. I mean, just FYI, so what's today? Today it'd be the 10th. I guess I should know what day it is because, yeah. So